Don't be afraid to try. The worst thing that can happen is it doesn't pan out the way that you envision it. But at least you know that by giving it a shot.
To be happy, you got to have disappointment. I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am and understand the benefits and the privileges I have for being who I am. And not to wear it on my sleeve, be very humble about it. That's one thing my parents taught me very well as an athlete. All you want to do is be the best athlete you can be.
You never succeed without that possibility of failure. I mean, each time that I do something, I can win or I can lose. And the inner confidence that you gotta have to take that chance.
Maybe I made you think that every shot I took was a game winner, that my game was built on flash and not fire. Maybe it's my fault that you didn't see that failure gave me strength, that my pain was my motivation. Maybe I led you to believe that basketball was a God-given gift and not something I worked for every single day of my life.
You know, I really don't have regrets. I am a person that says, you know, as soon as you look back in your history and you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change. To win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. The best way that I think I can pass on the knowledge that I have for the game of basketball to tomorrow's players is through ownership. You know, being able to, to earn the respect of the players, be able to communicate with the players, to give them the understanding of what it takes to play in the league. It takes a lot of work, which I'm not afraid of. It takes a lot of, forwardly thinking, seeing good talent, nurturing new talent, developing new talent. So you have to create a culture, that winning culture.
Everything that I've done in my life, I've taken a chance in either succeeding at it or failing at it. But I've taken that chance, and I will not let the opportunity of failure stop me from doing something that I truly enjoy doing.
The thing that I remember the most about my father, remember all the time, is for a person like myself who live in the spotlight and is so critical, from people all the time in terms of what I do, what I say, where I go. The thing he's always said, take a pause before you make a decision and say, what if? And the purpose for saying what if is that whatever decision you make, always either going to have consequences, either pros or cons. So that's the things that my father and my mother instilled in me. Take a negative and turn it into a positive. Don't be afraid to fail. They started the fire in me. That fire started with my parents. And then, as I moved on in my career, people added wood to that fire. I'd do anything to win. And then you had all your media naysayers. Oh, scoring champion can't win an NBA title. I had to listen to all this. And that put so much wood on that fire that it kept me each and every day trying to get better as a basketball player. But at the same time, as a basketball player, I'm trying to become the best that I can. You look for any kind of messages that people may say or do to get you motivated to play the game of basketball at the highest level. Because that is when I feel like I excel at my best.
I hate losing. It's not even a question. But I respect losing because losing is a part of winning. You never just win. You got to lose to win. Before you can look at someone else, you got to look at yourself in the mirror because that's how things get started. And you got to be willing to change. And you got to have a sense of pride about yourself. It's not about the money. It's not about anything. It's more about the pride. And, the best players, whoever's playing the best is going to win.
I haven't had any disappointments. Sports is a tool that teaches, and it teaches you bad things. It can also teach you good things. It's how you perceive those things. I've looked at every experience that I've had, negative and positive, and taken that as a positive. If I wouldn't change anything because I think it would alter some of the other things that happened. So when I look back, I can't say that I've had any bad things happen. Sure, you don't want bad things to happen, but you deal with bad things. You can't have good or without bad. Because a lot of times I had to battle with myself to keep challenging myself. That to me was why I would say the biggest battle was myself. Because when you get to a certain pinnacle, you got to find some ways to keep going out there for 82 games. My biggest motivation in life, is to compete, find different competitions and certain things in life and try to overcome that, be it positive or negative.
Never say never, because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.